As long as you give value to people and to society, you will get returned with value back. Now you have to give your full heart's extent to everything you do, but you will get paid for it. And you will have ideas to expand that. The more you develop your self character, the more you develop your self love, the more you're able to exude that energy to people that are getting provided by your goods and services. More people will like that energy. More people will like that value that you have. So you're not just working on your business, you're working on your self development and yourself. People feel the energy you give off when you're selling a good or selling a service or giving a service. So you always have to check yourself and make sure that you're not running a belief in your head that is not conducive to the kind of service you want to give. Let's say you want to give high fashion um, clothing, but in your mind, you're thinking, I'm not good enough. So even if people like buy your clothing, they will still kind of get that feeling within themselves like, okay, there's some energy that's kind of off about it. So as you're making your clothes, as you're selling your clothes, I want you to remind yourself that you are good enough. I want you to catch yourself every time you have a negative thought about yourself, because that negative thought, once it settles into you, it becomes your energy, it becomes your vibration. And you don't want none of that because none of it is true. I don't care what household you were born in. I don't care who bullied you or who told you what. It's just not true. Each one of us has a soul of goodness, and you can align to your authentic self of goodness, or you can believe in bullshit. A lot of people believe in bullshit because that's just how they were taught to believe. They were taught to believe in other people giving them validation. They were taught to believe in society telling them who they are and who they're not. The reality is we were given a soul for a reason. We were given free will for a reason. We were given a mind for a reason so we can think for ourselves. You may have to be an outlier if you want to be wealthy, which is why only 1% of this world has the most wealth. 1% out of 99% of people. And they had to be different. And being different means you have to think differently. You have to think differently about yourself. You have to love yourself the best. Out of anything and anyone, you love yourself the best. And that doesn't make you a bad person. That doesn't make you harmful. It actually allows you to give more joy to people. When you give happiness and joy to yourself, that's how you translate it. When you're mean to yourself, when you're bullying yourself, that's what's translated. And it is especially translated when you're a business owner because that's your energy, that's the value you're giving other people so they can feel it. Do you feel the difference between one bodega, one corner store compared to the other? It's a vast difference. They're still selling the same thing. It's the same price, but maybe one of them is a little bit cleaner. One of them is a little bit more mannered, a little bit more polite than the other. That makes a vast amount of difference. It's really up to you of how you want to sell, how you want to be as a storekeeper if you were to be a corner store owner. Do you want to be that one that people are like, oh gosh, okay, let me go in there and quickly grab something and go? That store clerk is so mean. Or do you want to be the one like people go in, it's like, wow, it's really clean in here and it's the guy is so friendly. Like I actually feel like I'm family or part of the family of this store. Even if it's a block more. I'd rather go to this one than the other one. You see how both of them are making money? You see how both of them are in the business game? There's no denying that you're gonna make money. There's no denying that you're not gonna get money. The only thing is that one's sustainable and of integrity, and one's probably not going to be sustainable. Probably they're going to have some debt issues. Probably they're going to be working till they're 75, 90 years old, still making the same mistakes, still having the same debt until they pass away. Whereas this guy opened up three other stores in other locations, which you don't even know about, but it is just the minuscule, the minorest detail that allowed him to skyrocket because he stayed true to himself and his goodness that allowed him to skyrocket compared to that guy who could never have gotten out of his debt, even though he has a corner store. They both have corner stores, but there's a huge difference between the two of them. You guys know what I'm saying? So I want you guys to slow down and really get to know yourself. Get to know yourself to the point where you would ask yourself, if I was my client, how would they like to feel with my goods and services? How would they like to feel about receiving this this item from me, this computer I made? Would they be joyful about it, or would they not really appreciate it? It depends of how you put the work into it, how you built that computer. They can translate that effort into how they feel about it as well. It really is that powerful. It really is that powerful and meaningful when you put your presence and you put your attention into it. When you put your attention into how you speak about yourself, when you put your attention into the purpose of buying something, you ask yourself why you buy it. And when you put your attention into giving your gift, giving your services. So, one takeaway for this lesson today: never buy out of your means. Always buy below your means. If you're making $2,000 a month, do not spend the entire $2,000. If you have to buy something in the credit card, make sure you know that you can pay it off within the year so that interest does not start. If you are in debt and you're in the hole with credit card, start paying off the lowest amount first. Well, that's all I have for today. You guys been great.